Hi everyone and welcome to another production vlog for the Brightspark pilot episode. By this point we've had well over a year of me posting all sorts of pictures of my progress in creating this thing, but in all that time one important question is yet to be addressed, and that is, what's it all about? And so here it is, a quick video explaining the whole shtick of Brightspark. My name's Tom Gasson, I'm a professional 3D animator, and I came up with the idea of Brightspark when I was about 8 years old. In fact, I used to write letters to Sega asking them to make a game out of it. Dear Sega, I've made a game. I would like you to make it into a computer game. It's called Brightspark. I will haunt it on Mega Drive. Brightspark looks like this. The only quote-unquote story I'd come up with at the time was that Brightspark was the prince of a place called Lightworld, and, well, that was it. And so the years trundled on, and the idea of Brightspark clattered about in my subconscious recesses until around 2007. I was 19 and YouTube had exploded onto the scene, and for the first time ever, absolutely anyone could successfully self-publish video content and get massive exposure. The potential offered to wannabe filmmakers like myself was palpable. I'd been learning the ropes of 3D animation for a few years, and thus I thought to myself, I know, I'll take this idea of Brightspark I have kicking around in my mind and make an entire animated series based around it. All I needed was a story, and so I set about crafting the world of Brightspark. I wanted to stay true to my original childhood vision of him being a prince of some kind, but what could be a compelling story about such a character type? I decided to settle on the tale as old as time story trope most popularised by the likes of The Lion King and David Lynch's movie adaptation Dune, and that is, a young prince is forced into exile as malevolent forces enact a sinister coup d'etat upon his kingdom, and the heroic fight back from a ragtag group of rebels to reclaim the throne. Joining The Lion King and Dune, the Sonic the Hedgehog Satam series was one of my favourite things to watch as a child, which in turn took its notes from the folklore legends of Robin Hood. And well, yeah, my vision for a Brightspark series is basically Robin Hood. Just they all have light bulbs instead of heads. The pilot episode, which I'm currently working on, is going to be the tale of the aforementioned sinister coup d'etat, setting the stage for future Robin Hood-esque shenanigans. I actually attempted to make this vision a reality back in 2007, but, well, at the time it wasn't meant to be. However, echoey remnants of my work during this period remain on my YouTube channel, such as all of what you're seeing now. Everything here was using assets I originally created for a Brightspark series. In fact, it's funny to look back at what 3D assets I made for it during this time and compare them to what I have now, despite it being a whole decade later. In 2007, we still had Tesla, the King, Gaussian, and, well, Brightspark, but the 2007 versions fall under the preface of, I sucked at 3D modelling at the time. Although I stopped making assets back in 2007, between now and then I've constantly revised, tweaked, and mulled over the story, whilst keeping the core idea of a prince in exile essentially the same. Now that I'm older, wiser, bigger, stronger and uglier, I've revived the project, and well, here we are. One could almost say that Brightspark has essentially been in production then for a whole decade, but when you stop to consider that I first came up with this character in 1997, then it can be said that the Brightspark pilot episode is an event 20 years in the making, and I sincerely hope it'll be worth the wait.